Alrighty, Wednesday, July 3rd, coming into the close of what was a half-day session for today, starting off with NQ for a quick session recap. Now, the main watch for today was whether buyers could show that continuation move up through prior day high, up through this 20,270 level of interest. Remember, the daily time frame chart was kind of the main thing that we were looking at from Monday. Monday gave us, let me rescale this. Essentially that hammer, daily time frame hammer, right? After an undercut of the prior 3-day low. So we have a little bit of a spring setup here. Not the cleanest because we still have this low down through here. Price actually tested that 800 downside level of interest, then recovered on Monday. So we come into Tuesday wanting to see if there's going to be any follow through. Price manages to show that follow through. It tests last Friday's high, which is definitely a significant level. Like I mentioned this morning, there's going to be a lot of orders sitting above this area, right? Not only stops, but people that are looking to get long and try and capture that next leg here into the all-time high. And that's pretty much exactly what we saw for today. So we're looking at how price is going to be responding versus that prior day high, which is right through here. Now take a look right off the open. Price bounces versus yesterday's volume point of control. Perfect reference point for yesterday. Trades up into prior day high, trades up into that 270 level of interest. Definitely have some back and forth here. A little bit of a fight for price there with a couple of data prints as well. Ultimately, the structure sets up a series of higher lows. Following that consolidation, resolves higher, right? Once it starts to make that fresh session high, right through here, about 1040, odds are, probability is that it is at least going to test this 370, right? And that was the previous all-time high right through here. Now it is making a continued push into fresh all-time highs, into that price discovery mode. We can see a bit of exhaustion here into the close. No real surprise there. As far as what we'll be looking at for Friday's session, remember tomorrow the market is closed. What we want to see is how price trades versus this 370 level. Can buyers continue to defend this prior breakout point, this prior all-time high as support now? That'll be the main focus. One primary level, the previous all-time high right through here at 370, looking at the reaction versus that area. Now we don't have a lot of structure up here to work with clearly. And so we'll be working with one primary level and kind of looking to see how that intraday action on Friday unfolds versus this area. So that's NQ. Main watch on Friday is going to be the 370 level of interest, 20,370. Let's jump over to ES. So ES, the setup, quite similar. As far as what we are looking at for today, we wanted to see if buyers could show that continuation through yesterday's high following the test and hold of that key pivot. Key pivot down at 55.10 by 55.20. We've been talking about that for weeks and weeks now. You get the undercut, Wyckoff spring setup. You get the push into that 65 area, 55.65. What we were looking at this morning, like I mentioned in the pre-market prep, is whether buyers could show that continuation move. And if so, we're going to be looking at a test up into this area. That's exactly what we saw. So price trades up into the all-time high. Now, if we zoom out a bit, we don't have a clear breakout just yet, right? This should still be treated as a test of the intermediate term range high until we start to see some acceptance above this prior all-time high. So that's going to be the main watch for Friday's session. Can buyers show acceptance above this level, right? Or is it just going to reject and price continues to trade within the range? Two potential scenarios to be thinking about for Friday, both of which will be based on the reaction versus this 55.85 area. So that's the main watch here on ES as well as NQ. The prior all-time high, main focus, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Hope everyone had a profitable session. There were a handful of decent opportunities today to get involved, at least for some scalps versus our posted levels of interest. So that's always good to see. Hope you guys have a great 4th. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. And I will see you on Friday. Take care.